Whoops. So we'll see about this setup here. Let me see, everybody, if we are live. I haven't done this in a long time. And I also want to switch my lighting. It kind of looks funny. It looks like I have a giant eyebrow across my face. But comment if you're there and watching and you can see me, because this has been a long time since I come on live. Let's see. I'm going to see if this is too big, isn't it? Oh, well. Lighting looks a little funny. Let's see if I can change this. Over here. No. Maybe over here. Whatever. We'll see how any of this works because it's a different setup. We remodeled up here a little bit. I also need to see if you can hear me. So give me a moment. Oh, look at this. I can just click it right here because I got a notification that myself that I went. Oh, yep. I have sound. Okay. I have sound. So, okay. The reason why I'm going live today. Wow, it's been a long time, but it was ironic. I attended a momentum call this morning, which I hardly have time to do this because almost all the time these meetings and these classes and they all come on at like 11 a.m. and I'm at work, and a lot of times our meetings at work are at 11 a.m. So I miss a lot of them live, but this one I happened to be on. And so ironic because I was also listened to a podcast, Steve Backlund, and he is doing a 40-day negativity fast for Lent, which I love. He does it every year. And I was thinking, maybe I can do something similar with my Grace Reset. And I thought, why not do 40 days of habit stacking with you? And I can teach you all the habits that I have incorporated that have helped me with my health, my wealth, my spirituality, my happiness, my business, whatever. So, I will probably start with health because a lot of things you just don't do unless you feel good, right? And that's what tonight is about, right? Tonight is about if you're stuck, there's a lot of reasons that you're stuck. Sometimes it's because of fear. A lot of times it's because of fear. And fear is a lie. Okay? I'm telling you, it's a lie. Unless your life is in danger, that's a different story, right? Because your body knows when it's in danger. And sometimes your mind thinks it's in danger when it's not. And I'll tell you what, sometimes the things that we do for home business is scary. Sometimes the things that we do just stepping forward in our health is scary. And there's all kinds of reasons to be afraid, right? Of change, of doing things that might be good for you. So I want to talk about some of the things I heard today because I was like, wow, this isn't coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence. Why are we talking about grace in all these other places when I decided to do a grace reset for Lent? 40 days, 40 emails. Well, more than 40 because I'm starting February 13th, my favorite number on 13, just to get you going. But anyway, so why not, instead of, people in the Catholic tradition, we would give up something for Lent. We would try to change something about ourselves for Lent and give up something and suffer through it. But no, how about we just add some positive habits to our lives, one at a time? So I wish I could tell for sure. I know I was on YouTube because that's where I checked. Oh, it looks like I'm going okay. All right, I'm just going to keep talking and tell you what I heard today. So number one, I wasn't planning on doing any lives until Monday because I have this little campaign plan in my head. But then I'm like, I just kept thinking, I have all this to say, and keeping it inside, I guess I just couldn't. So, and I thought, well, I haven't done a live in a long time. I don't even know if anybody's going to come and watch, but it doesn't matter. I'll just get it out there. So, grace. I don't know about you, but I didn't know what grace was. I was like, grace. It's a gift. Grace. What is it? It sounds like something nice. I was like, what is it? So, grace isn't just, it's not just forgiveness, it's not just something nice. It's the power of God that makes something that previously felt impossible possible. So, when you're low on grace, it's kind of like you're low on energy and you don't have the motivation. So, low on grace means you need to ask for more. And I never thought I never thought about it this way until today. I figured that grace was more like being a being of gracefulness, like of not being clumsy and not forcing things, just going with the flow, which is the way I like to do everything. I don't like to feel that tension. I mean, not that tension isn't bad, isn't good. Sometimes it is good because the tension between, what's wrong and what's right, and the tension when where discernment is, where you're like in Proverbs, there's so many things that are say the opposite of each other. And you're like, what? Wait, you just said don't entertain a fool, right? Right? Because then you sound like the fool. Or, be silent because even a silent fool sounds wise, right? Stuff like that. But then in the very next verse, it'll say to confront the fool to teach the fool or something like that. I don't even remember the words because I'm not a Bible scholar. But it's because that tension, the truth, the wise part is in that tension, right? So that's the good kind of tension. That's the place where you want to be, where the truth is. But where grace is, it's like an ease and flow. So it's not, there is no tension. So you're in the flow when it feels kind of easy. Anyway, so that's why I created this grace reset, right? Because I know I posted about it on Groundhog's Day because I was like, dude, Groundhog's Day comes around and you're like, here we are, another year doing the same thing that we did last year, failing at our resolutions, failing at our goals, and not getting anywhere because we're doing the same damn thing again. So it's like year after year after year. It's like Groundhog's year over and over again, right? So what I decided is, what is easier? It's just stacking those habits, adding some things to your life that make it better, and making it come from who you are. So that's a complex definition of what it is. But being stuck, let's just say for people my age and my women my age, it could be a menopausal thing, right? Exhaustion, overwhelm, stuckness, procrastination, doom scrolling, no motivation, right? That's the kind of stuck I'm talking about. And you think it's you, and you think, I am just too lazy. I am just too overwhelmed, and I just want to watch TV. I want to watch Netflix and I want to scroll, or I just don't want to do the thing that I'm supposed to do. Sometimes you just need to ask. And that's what I always forget. I don't know about you, but I always forget. Just ask. So it's kind of crazy. So the four takeaways that I got, from this talk this morning, and it's actually four prayer shifts that Dano talked about. It's Dan McCollum. If you want to read any of his books, there's some of them online. If you want to hear, what he had to say today, I think you can get that thing. Just ask me. I think it's called Kingdom Seekers. But I also meet with a bunch of beautiful ladies every Sunday where we get to talk about all kinds of things like this, even deeper, way deeper, and they're awesome. But four of them, okay? So I'm just going to give them to you. Number one is pray from heaven to earth, not from earth to heaven. We're not sitting down here going, oh, please, oh, please, oh, please, have mercy on me. No, we're not. We're not begging from below. We're praying from who we already are and where we already sit next to Christ. From up there. By the way, I have a whole Praying with God series at prayingwithgod.org. So there's that too. I started to learn some of this there. Because honestly, all I knew was to pray Our Father who art in heaven and Hail Mary full of grace and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't really know what I was praying either. So there's that. Number two is pray what God is saying and doing and ask. And like I said, I forget to ask. So tonight, I'm asking for grace for one thing to help me with, right? And it's to help me follow through with this grace reset, although I have to now because I have people who are expecting it for 40 days. So, I'm kind of committed now. So if you want in, comment reset. Number three is pray the answer, not the problem. Mind blowing, right? Instead of saying, I'm so overwhelmed, try to receive wisdom and peace just for the next step. And what if you did one thing today that moved you forward? And what if tomorrow you did one more thing that moved you forward? And what if you started stacking those things to just move forward? It only takes one step. In another video, I talked about that. I said, God can't drive a parked car. And I've heard several people say that. So I'm not stealing it from anybody because I heard several people say the same thing, but it makes sense. A parked car can't be steered. So you have to move. You have to move forward so that God can do what he needs to do to 828, whatever you're doing. And I don't think you can make a mistake. You can, but if you believe and you have trust and faith, and he can turn it around. That's what I believe. And pray with measurable results. So not vague, like, God, give me enough grace to do 15 minutes of this walk tonight, right? I'm sorry, there's a fifth. I thought there was only four. I wrote these down and I was like, I thought I wrote four. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading my own notes wrong. There was four. So that was it. Pray from heaven to earth. Pray what God is saying and doing. Ask. Pray with the answer, not the problem. And pray with measurable results. In other words, I think I have it written on another set of notes. I'm always writing things down. Measure it by its fruit. And that was what I wrote down somewhere. I don't know this stuff perfectly. But you know what? I'm learning too. Always, always, always. What do you need grace for right now? Do you need energy? Do you need peace? Do you need clarity? Ask him. 2 questions that I ask myself, that I started asking myself after reading some of Jamie Winship's stuff. And it's, what do you want to know? You're asking God, what do you want me to know? Because he's always teaching us. He's always trying to upgrade us. And sometimes he'll give us the same darn situation and the same annoying people over and over again until we get it. He is relentless at teaching us. What do you want me to learn in this situation? And what do you want me to do? I never thought of asking him that until recently, because I was like, well, why not? Why not ask what he's doing and what he wants me to do to help him on what he's doing, right? Because that's what we're here for. And sometimes the answer is just to receive that grace and let that energy propel you forward. Now, if it's physical, there are some things you can do. I take lots of supplements. You can ask me about those too. So there are some definite menopausal type symptoms that are not fun. That's it. I think that's all I wanted to say. So hopefully it helps one of you tonight. And if you want in on the Grace Reset, type reset. And I need a new ring light because this is just not a good situation. All right. I don't see anybody commenting. I am going to leave. If you comment while I'm gone, I'll be checking them later, because I noticed I have been missing for a while on some platforms, and I noticed a lot of comments that I actually have to respond to. So that's what I'll be doing later. All right. So I'm making a great night, and I will see you next time I go live. Just watch for my posts, and you can message me anytime. And what else? That's it, right? Prayingwithgod.org if you're looking for that. Praying with God, I think it's a 5-day series. If you're looking for the Grace Reset, type reset. I'll get you on the list because I haven't even gotten that one ready. So, of course, there's all kinds of things on my website. We'll see you next time.